Hello and welcome to another episode of Author Fan Face Off. We've got one great author, one big fan. We pick a book by that author and we try to find out who knows more. I'm Steve Sheinkin, and my co-host is, of course, the leaping librarian, Stacey Rattner.
Yay!
And our author guest today, Rajani LaRocca. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Rajani, we met at a book event a couple years ago, and I remember everyone was kind of talking about what they like to do when they're not writing books. And people were talking about, I like to garden, I like to hike. And you said, oh, I'm a doctor. You kind of put everybody to shame. How is that possible?
I got started doctoring first.
Right. And then the book thing.
That's my answer. Okay. It was my job first.
We're going to test today on MIDSUMMER''s MAYHEM, which was your first novel. I'm guessing you also love to bake somehow in your, I would say in your spare time, but I don't imagine that's possible. How do you have spare time? But you obviously love to bake. That comes through in the story. And your challenger today will be introduced by Stacey.
Yeah, so we've got Astrid, who is a rising sixth grader from New Mexico. And she's a superstar reader. And I think you do really well with memory. So I would really be nervous, Rajani.
I am. I'm very, very nervous.
And she also does ballet and violin. So those are also both very structured. I'm nervous for you. So
don't say that. We try to make our guests relax.
Yeah. So, no, and I love this book, and I love Red, White, and Whole. That I went. We love your Spotify playlist. I love everything that you do. So thank you, and
thank you.
We're going to get right started. So Astrid will get the first question, and then Rajani the second, and we'll go back and forth. And you guys can be a team too if you need help, but I doubt that you guys will. So Astrid, ready?
Yes.
Mimi's father does this for a living.
He's a food writer.
Good. Okay, perfect. Right.
Can I tell you something funny about him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so this is a very strange little story, but here's a tidbit. When my parents, they used to go back and forth to India every year. They live with us, but sometimes they would go to India in the winter. And my dad had this special calling card that he used to call us from India. And whenever he would call us with using that calling card, the caller ID on my phone would say, "Call from Paul Maxon." And it wasn't Paul Maxon, it was my dad.
Oh.
That's what I named.
That's for the name.
Yes, that's what I named the dad after.
That's good.
That's really cool. So, and this is for you, Rajani. Mimi's brother Henry is rehearsing for his role in this play.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
My favorite Shakespeare play.
It is mine too.
And we don't like to give away too much, but that obviously becomes a big part of the story and must have been a big part of the inspiration.
Yes,
for the novel.
absolutely. Absolutely. I knew something magical was going to happen in this novel, and I was inspired by the woods near my house in Concord, Massachusetts. And I was like, oh, who's in the woods that's magical? The people from A Midsummer Night's Dream, that's who.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're going to hear a lot more of that sort of thing as we work through these questions. So Astrid, when Mimi meets Vic for the first time in the woods, she is running away from this kind of animal.
It's a boar.
Yes, a boar, which she is surprised to find in Massachusetts. And Rajani, Mimi and Vic bake cookies using this flour. It's causing Cole and Fletcher to fall for Jules.
Honeysuckle.
Yes.
Honeysuckle, not just any honeysuckle either. It's like this special Asian variety of honeysuckle that we don't usually see in Massachusetts either.
Wow.
Excellent.
All right. I like this part, Astrid. While Cole is under the honeysuckle spell, he disrupts Jules's soccer game dressed in this costume.
An inflatable soccer ball.
Yep. All right. And Rajani, what is the prize for the Golden Leaf winner?
Oh, So it is a chance to be with Puffy Bay on his show, and an internship at the While Away Cafe.
Mandatory internship.
Mandatory.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Here's a prize, and you get a mandatory.
You get to work here for free. All right, Astrid. Now, Mimi's always talking about how her siblings are so talented, and she doesn't feel that she is quite as talented, which we kind of find out to be not true, I think, through the story. But she also does play an instrument. What instrument does Mimi play?
Clarinet.
Wow. I thought that was pretty hard.
Have a chance to finish that question. That was amazing. Wow.
I know, because that doesn't come up again, because she's always baking and talking about how she's not musical like her siblings. All right, these get tough now. I'm sorry, Rajani.
Uh-oh.
All right. Mimi hopes to break, we go back to the honeysuckle spell. Mimi hopes to break the honeysuckle spell with, quote, an herb to restore the senses and clear confusion. What is that herb?
It is gotu kola.
Wow. I thought that was so hard.
Good thing I wrote this book.
I know, yeah. That's a big part of the story, is these powers of different herbs and flowers. But that's one I didn't know about.
I didn't either. I had to research Ayurvedic herbs, and I found it, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, here's something that like people actually try to use to help clear people's minds and help them concentrate. So I was like, why not? And nobody's ever heard of it, and I don't think anybody's baked with it. So there we go.
Including you?
No, never. I never have. No.
But it's like you said, it was like,
I never.
It tastes somewhat like basil.
Yeah, it's like,
maybe.
I mean, that's based on what I read.
Just made that
maybe. Yeah. So I just was like, it's interchangeable with basil. So I just bake stuff with basil. Yes.
Excellent.
All right. Astrid, what is Mimi's favorite cookbook?
Mischief and Magic in the Kitchen.
So confident.
Her memory. So Rajani, what is Puffy Faye's real first name?
It's Pyramus, which is from the play A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is the play within the play in A Midsummer Night's Dream, which just makes me happy for all kinds of nerdy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we tried our best, Stacey, but
I don't know.
We sort of expected you guys would be experts. So we always come up with a bonus question, and we love when they're multi-part questions, because then that's gonna, it's gonna break the tie one way or another.
Uh-oh.
So, all right, this at the heart of the book, it's not giving away too much to say there's a baking contest at this new cafe in town, the While Away Cafe, which Mimi really wants to win. And there are 3 rounds in the contest, each with a distinct theme. So you see where I'm going with this. I want to give 1 point for each theme. And I want to go back and forth, give Astrid a chance, then Rajani, and back and forth. So Astrid, can you name one of the themes?
Yes. So the third round, the Bake Off, is flowers.
Correct. All right.
And you need me to name one now?
I would love for you to name one now.
The first round is leaves.
Leaves. Wow. I'm guessing you guys both probably know the second round, right?
Yes.
But it's Astrid's turn. So I think that she needs to go. Yeah.
Go ahead,
It's
Astrid.
roots.
Roots.
So awesome.
I think you guys would know all of our questions.
I know. That's amazing. Let's see. What do you think is the hardest? We always write down extra. I think that last one that you wrote down, Stacey, is very tough. Let's see if Rajani knows that one.
What herb brings success?
Oh, she knows.
Saffron for success.
Oh, what flower brings luck and adventure, Astrid?
I believe it is lavender.
Wow.
Yes.
That's it.
She knows everything.